Ready, go. There was a disappointing lack of memeable Mark Zuckerberg moments.
No sunscreen at all. Not a single drop.
He looked like a normal human almost.
Yeah, except like slightly moister.
Why did we even watch it at this point? It was actually very interesting though, because the keynote was delayed, the Meta Connect keynote.
Like twice?
No, once, just once.
Okay.
But it was very interesting because I've been covering tech news since 2013. I've never seen that happen unless I'm like tripping, and it did happen one time, but the like 10 a.m. rolls around. All right, it's the big hype event. All the journalists are here. Tell us about your stuff. And they're like, it's 30 minutes, please.
Yeah, it wasn't a small delay either. It was half an hour.
It was a sizable delay. Like, it's normal for these things to start a couple minutes late, but anyways. But the reason they were doing that is because it was actually live, which I thought was an interesting choice coming from Meta, where this is there were some fairly big announcements made at this event. You know, we got to look at the Oculus Quest 3. That was already announced, but this time they fleshed out the specs and the features.
Gave us a date,
price, and which is very interesting in the context of like Apple and them announcing the Vision Pro in the summer.
Welcome to spatial computing. When is it coming? I don't know.
I know what we're calling it though. They talked about the Quest 3. They talked about AI, which up till now has just been kind of open source stuff. They've got Llama out there, and they released their research, and other people tinker with it. And now it's going to be their own standalone thing, Meta AI, and complete with celebrities. We'll get to that. And
I'm so ready.
They also released Gen 2 of their Ray-Ban smart glasses, which to me might have been the coolest thing there. These new ones have all those capabilities, but you can also live stream from them. So it's like a head-mounted camera, so you can do stuff while you're streaming to people. But the more interesting thing to me is the fact that Meta AI, which is what Meta is calling their AI, which is weird because the division of the company is also called Meta AI, like the division that works on this stuff, and now they've called their product Meta AI. Anyways, they released their ChatGPT sort of service. It's a chatbot now. It's not just a model. So that chatbot is integrated into the glasses. You can look at stuff, and because of the multimodal capabilities, and we'll get into that, what's that? It knows what you're looking at, and it can answer questions about it. You're looking at a monument, and you're like, what's this thing? You're looking at a sign in another language. You're like, what does that say?
How many Lady Dimitrescu's tall is that building?
It could answer that because it also has a hook into Bing.
Yeah, it has real-time information.
But first, before we talk about that, I do want to talk about the Quest 3, because Meta, they've really been pivoting into AI in a big way because all of these companies are encroaching on their territory. They absorbed Oculus and then deleted the name. And then all of a sudden Apple comes out and is like, guess what? We're making VR headsets too. I mean, mixed reality, spatial computing.
There it is.
So, yeah, there was a bunch of riding on this, I guess. If they could come out and show that they have a product that is a compelling alternative, which is funny. Funny that I'm even saying that, to the $3,500 headset that Apple is going to release in next year. That would be compelling, but I don't know. You said that you wanted to buy the Vision Pro very, very hard last time.
I didn't say that I wanted to buy it. I said I could see like a market for it.
Yeah. And how many pre-orders did you place?
Like 17.
I took out a lot of loans. I'm gonna
be honest, it's a good thing I'm sitting down because my kneecaps are not working, if you understand what I'm saying.
They're about to not be working because they're coming for you.
Oh, they already have.
Yeah. But the Quest 3 is cheaper, but I'm still disappointed because it's $499, which is $200 more than the Quest 2 launched for at $299. And then they bumped it up to $399 at some point because they were like, wait a second, people are buying these. we can up the price. So it's $499, $500, 1/7 the cost of the Vision Pro, but we saw that it can do, it can do a lot of the things that the Vision Pro can do. You compared the specs. You made a table for us.
I did. And also I should mention that the Quest 2, at least as far as I know, it is now $299. It's back to $299.
Oh, the Quest, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's actually good.
It's $299 or it's $300. I hate saying $299. It's $300 or it's $350 for the 256.
That's what we should say.
256 gigabyte version.
A little bit here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and that's interesting because, you know, Meta launched the Quest Pro. I just envisioned the Starfield text coming up. Nobody liked that. You're playing Starfield?
I think it's funny because like I think of the Fallout 4 meme.
Oh.
Which is the same thing. Everyone
had the same thing?
that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Everyone disliked that. I didn't play Fallout 4.
Probably for the best.
Yeah. Nobody liked the Quest Pro, so it's interesting to see that, you know, Meta kind of took that and they were like, okay, no one wants to buy a $1,500 headset.
That's crap.
Let's go for a $500 headset, but they're still doing this, they're still adding this tier structure. So like, I think a lot of people, maybe I was dumb to expect this, but I expected the Quest 3 to kind of be what the Quest 2 was, which is just like a straight update for the original Quest was cheap as well. I forget how much, I think it was more expensive. I think it launched for like $499 or $399, I forget. But then the Quest 2 launched and it launched at a cheaper price. And it's like, it's a better product and it's still very cheap. I thought the Quest 3 was going to follow that line. And
be a better product at a similar price.
Yes, but they're clearly, okay, we're going to keep the Quest 2 in circulation. It's still a decent headset. And now we're going to have a more premium option in the Quest 3. It's an Apple model, ironically, because Apple continues to sell their older phones as like the cheaper version. And they keep their lineup kind of continually shifting.
I mean, I think it's good in this case because, you know, there's not a lot of headsets in the space. And having more budget options, it makes business sense in terms of, you know, increasing the amount of potential customers you can have. But it also just kind of makes sense for people who, say, don't have the money to drop $500 on, you know, an Oculus 3, but they still want to experience a little bit of VR. You know, it's kind of nice to be able to, you know, dip your toes in the water, have something that can still connect to your PC, that can do like pass-throughs, so you can play VR games from your computer. Yeah.
I mean, interestingly, I'm assuming the Quest 3 can connect to your PC.
Then you'll be correct.
Like the Quest 2, but they didn't talk about that at all. I think in like, you know, they used to make the Oculus Rift, which was a PC only VR headset, and now it seems like, well, we have these other examples like the Valve Index is still around, and Big Screen Beyond is I believe that's a PC headset, right? It's not standalone.
It is, which is weird because they market themselves as like, it's the smallest VR headset, and it's like, yes, but you can't move. You're just there.
You can't move?
Well, I mean, in the sense that it's not standalone, right? Like it's...
But interesting, yeah, it doesn't come with any trackers.
No, it doesn't come with any trackers, it doesn't come with any controllers.
Ships in Q3 2023, like right now? Yeah.
You order it, and they customize it for you, and here's where it gets stupid and kind of cool. So they do a 3D face scan, so they can make it to not only your face, but also your interpupillary distance.
Oh.
But
no adjusting?
No adjusting. Oh, but well, I don't know if it doesn't have adjustment as much as it's dialed in for your specific IPD. The thing is, you need an iPhone XR or later to get the face scan, and what they say in the FAQ is like, if you don't have an iPhone, borrow one from a friend, and if you don't have a friend, go to the Apple Store and use one from there because you can use it straight from Safari.
Okay, so yeah, this is a weird one. It doesn't really fit in easily to, you know, your paradigm of what you think a VR headset is.
Yeah.
But look at that resolution.
But it is a good alternative for, you know, there are some people like in the 5% that aren't fitting into normal IPD, that aren't between 58 to 70,
right?
Whatever the normal.
Big screen is still there. That's a PC thing, but the Quest 3 is really moving towards this like mixed reality, standalone, no wires, no cables situation.
And you wear it around your house at all times, so you can see all the fun little knickknacks, the virtual knickknacks.
Yeah, so that was one of the
Never
things,
take it off.
that was one of the things that they talked about is the fact that you can have these things called augments. Because the Quest 3, I haven't looked at the like specific sensors that it has and whatnot, but like it'll do automatic space mapping now, or I think they call it scene capture, where you just kind of look around slowly in your area and it will map everything into the virtual world, and then you can place virtual objects in physical space that stay there.
And the thing is too is apparently it like recognizes objects and gets depth too, because like there was an earlier leak even before this where like they found like clips in the firmware and they looked at a couch, it recognized it as like ending and there's being something behind it, and also labeled it as couch. So like it's pretty cool.
Oh, it's also got like object recognition.
Apparently, yeah. Or at least from those earlier leaks.
I mean, obvious, you know, if the Meta AI, if it's integrated into the Ray-Ban glasses, it's gonna be in their headset.
That is also one of the selling points, is that Quest 3 will also have Meta AI.
Right. We thought that Facebook account being required to log in to the Quest was a problem. And now you're gonna have AI in your head.
You're gonna have DM Snoop Dogg. Right there.
Okay,
you're gonna have International Funny Man.
That's for
Mr.
later.
Beast.
That's for later. Yeah, the augments were one of the things that I definitely thought were kind of cool about the Quest 3 portion of the presentation. Was there anything that stuck out to you?
I mean, the thing that really stuck out to me was how much they were really seeming to gun for Apple through that entire presentation. Like every time they showed like footage of like a computer, except when they were talking about Windows 365, it was a Mac. It's like, you're going to work. It's like, it just so happens that you're using Mac OS. And then like, it's like, you can put a big screen in your room. And it's like everything, it was like beat for beat, like this is what the Vision Pro does, and we do it for 1/7 the price.
It very much, there were specific moments that very much called to mind like Apple's Vision Pro announcement. And yeah, there was the big screen one. There was the using your Mac desktop window.
Using your hands as controllers.
Oh.
That was a thing?
Oh, well, Quest 2 has that as well. Because Vision Pro is all your hands.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Like,
I forgot about that.
It's very simple. All you gotta do is use your hands. I don't know who that was supposed to be. It's sort of, I was going to try and do Tim Cook, and then I came out and I was like, this is not Tim Cook.
Our Tim Cook impressions will get more and more sassy as the video progresses. But yeah, the demos that they showed really called to mind Apple's presentation, and it did, honestly, for me, that's why I was kind of like, all right, let's look at the specs here, because resolution-wise, I want to know what the overall quality difference. Obviously, like Apple is, it's their first spatial computing product, but I do expect that there's going to be a level of polish there that is just not there for any other VR product or mixed reality or whatever.
Well, I mean, just look at the front glass. It's very polished.
You can see straight into... That was a laugh.
Laugh at me.
That was a laugh.
One of the other comparisons I do want to mention that's not in the spec list is something I just thought of now, is briefly they talked about in the Vision Pro about like how you can use Apple Arcade and you can play games on the Vision Pro. And then Meta comes out and they're like, Xbox Game Pass, cloud gaming.
That's okay. I forgot about the Apple Arcade thing, because Apple Arcade
is a pile of crap.
Have you looked into it at all? I forget whether it doesn't have like AAA
Not really,
games,
no,
right?
no.
It just has like...
It has like apps.
Not to say that mobile games are all crap or whatever.
No. It has like one. It's got Fantasian.
Vision Pro, Apple Arcade, okay, that's cool for people who like use Apple Arcade, I guess. But Xbox Cloud Gaming on the Quest 3 is going to be interesting. It's not VR games. So there's, you can cloud game on a virtual screen.
Yeah, but this is now, because like one of the big points I was making during like the Vision Pro thing that you were like, for $3,500, as I was talking like what about like a young professional who's got like a small space and they want to have like a little space to themselves where they can be closed off, where they can have this big screen without having to have it take up all the space.
Yeah.
All of those points I made make way more sense now at this $500 price point.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go right with you and say that, for students in a cramped dorm
Yeah.
or in an apartment.
If you're
that
sharing
is,
a house with 11 people,
right,
which is a real thing that I know exists.
because no one can afford to live anywhere.
Yep.
Well, this is now a real estate podcast.
It's a seller's market. If you're buying, you're losing.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe a $500 headset that serves all of these purposes. I still would say just buy like a Chromebook, but like, but you could maybe justify this a little bit more, but yeah, I'm not there yet. Okay, regardless.
The pass-through is really impressive too, because they said it's 18 pixels per degree, which, you know, it's not exactly one-to-one with math, so level with me here, but like doing a rough sort of estimate, it's like HD pass-through, so because it's 1980 by 1728 pixels. Like that's pretty good, especially compared to Quest 2's. I just wrote bad because it was black and white and pixely.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I mean, they put cameras on there, and having used that myself, like, it's not a great experience.
Yeah.
You don't want to spend any more time in that mode than you have to.
You feel like an out-of-date Terminator.
I was like exercising in my living room a few times, and I heard my wife walk in, and you could tap the side of it to switch, and I do that, and I like look over at her, and she's just kind of like. And I can't really see because it's so low res and black and white, but it was very useful. But it is like, you know, I think for a lot of these things, it is really it's hard to tell the usability of these headsets, and hard to really evaluate their quality just looking at a spec list. I am really interested to see how these things perform when they come out, and if I get to compare them. I think I put in my ticket to say, let me host the short circuit for the Quest 3, so we'll see if they let me do that.
I wanted to make sure, because this is I think the most important comparison. You and I, as a man of culture.
Yes.
Glasses.
Yes.
Glasses compatibility.
I was just going to say, I forgot about the whole Zeiss lenses thing for the Vision Pro, so that it's going to be even more expensive. We're not the market, okay? And this is the whole argument I was making in the last one when we talked about this, was like, they don't care. Like, Apple does not care whether you need glasses or not. Like, and they're not going to put the space in there for that. They're like, if you're buying this, you have money, spend some more and get the fancy lenses.
Although, if you have the money, why didn't you get laser?
Because
that's what Tim Cook's going to sound like after 1,000 Marlboros.
Laser.
Get laser.
Welcome to another Apple event. We got phones here. This video doesn't have quick bits, but if it did, they'd be brought to you by Volcanica Coffee. Coffee is like apples. A cup a day keeps the bad tech news away. Anyway, sometimes it's nice to ditch your no-name instant coffee pod and treat yourself to some high-quality stuff. Volcanica Coffee sources their beans from the finest crops in the best volcanic regions from around the world. Their exotic, high-quality coffee has distinctly different flavors and nuances to tantalize your taste buds. Check out Volcanica Coffee at the link below and use code Linus15 for 50% off your order. I want to talk about the AI now, because this is interesting to me. Meta has been sort of a champion of open source AI. OpenAI, ironically, is the opposite.
It's closed AI.
They release almost nothing about the underpinnings of their tech. They keep it locked down. And Google's working on Bard. You know, you also have like Anthropic, which I guess everyone talks about, but I have not used Claude, and apparently you can use it, but I haven't heard much about it at all.
It's got some interesting features.
At Meta Connect, Mark Zuckerberg walks out and says, okay, now we do have our own AI assistant. We've integrated Llama, and they said it's built on Llama and other stuff.
Well, the first thing he said when it came out was, hey everybody, what about this crazy future where like everybody had VR and you had your own AI assistants and a bunch of different AI friends and they all showed up in the metaverse and you could talk to them like people.
Did he say
Anyway, here's the Quest 3.
Is that what happened?
That is what happened, yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he went on this whole like 15-minute tangent.
Oh, you know what it was? I heard him say, you know, the real world is really amazing.
yeah, and then you checked out.
And then right after he said that, it cut to that guy looking at the camera, and I was like, I burst out laughing and immediately tried to
You
make
immediately tweeted that.
I was like, it was just so funny to have Mark Zuckerberg, the weird like person who doesn't seem like a real human, who loves the metaverse, talking about, you know, I will say, grass is pretty nice. That's not. I'm doing Tim Cook as Mark Zuckerberg.
You know what? Reality really is amazing.
Recently, ChatGPT got this the multimodal update, so now it can see, hear, and speak is what OpenAI called it, which means that you can show it images, you can have it generate images, it can analyze things that way, and now all the major AI like the LLM services can do that. ChatGPT can do it. Bing has been able to do it for a while with DALL-E in both of those cases. Bard has been able to do it for a few months at least. I think they added that to Bard in like May or March or something. And now Meta AI is launching their chatbot with multimodal capabilities because of the other thing that they announced, Emu. Now they have their own image generator. I was actually really impressed. I think that these image generators have come so far in just a year and a bit. Like DALL-E 2 launched and it was like, okay, you can make like a squishy, blurry image of a teddy bear holding a thing. And now you can create photorealistic imagery of like, you know, humans. And Midjourney was kind of farthest along, but now it seems like with Emu, that it can do that as well. DALL-E's recent update to DALL-E 3, it can do that as well. Like everything is looking amazing with these image generators. And there's obviously copious ethical concerns still in the mix. Getty Images just released their own AI generator trained only on licensed images. So I think that's going in the right direction. Zuck said that Meta AI can be invoked, and I love that that's the terminology we're using.
It sounds like goddamn magic.
It sounds like...
I invoke AI. Put down your card.
You're having a debate.
It's a trap.
Instead of like bringing up your phone and using Google. Yeah, so you can invoke Meta AI, which is... It's a dumb name. They should have called it something.
Meta.
You got ChatGPT, you got Bard, you got Bing.
Bing AI is a stupid name.
They could have...
Everything that's blank AI is dumb and stupid.
Well, no, it's not Bing AI. It's just Bing. Like Bing is Bing. Bing is one, Bing is all.
All right, well, that's still stupid. Guess what?
But so they should have come up with a name, because now we're saying Meta AI for the assistant. I don't like it.
How about this? Cortana.
Anything. Even that. If Meta came out and said... It's called Cortana. I'd be like, fine, it's better.
That's a shot at Microsoft, by the way.
So you can invoke it in Messenger, WhatsApp, and Instagram because those are Meta's chat apps, which is pretty cool. Yeah. I don't think you can't do that with like you can go to your ChatGPT app and talk to ChatGPT, and there are a bunch of apps that have built-in
like have
calls
ChatGPT API that
to GPT. Yeah.
I think Snapchat AI you can do that.
Yeah.
Which just uses ChatGPT.
But I don't think you could just like be in a group chat. I mean, it's kind of scary. You can be in a group chat and be talking about something and you're like, where should we go on the trip? Let's get some ideas. Hey, Meta AI, give us some ideas. And it'll come in and give you some ideas. But that kind of scares me because I'm like, okay, maybe the people in your group chat, maybe your people in your group chat didn't consent to, you bringing in this like data sucking AI that is using your data to train itself.
Just like a new personality whose vibe they have to like get. Like right now I got to adjust to the sixth voice. Like
the what?
Like, you ever been like a group and all of a sudden like you're the sixth boy.
What'd you say?
Coming to theaters. The sixth boy.
What did you say?
No, I mean like it's like one of those things where like you're just hanging out with people and then like they just like someone just brings like a new person.
Oh
to the group,
yeah.
And you're just like now you gotta like get like a read on their personality.
Yeah.
like it's like
Meta AI is the awkward friend that wasn't invited.
Yeah, it just like shows up and then like you're like, all right, now I have to like understand, like contemplate this person while also being afraid for my like privacy.
You're like, I didn't really want to get to know a new person right now.
Yeah, I was just looking to like crack a cold one with the boys.
The boys, and
not boys plus new boy.
Not sixth boy.
In theaters Friday.
Anyways, Yeah, so I think this is why this was interesting to me. ChatGPT is obviously used very widely, although users have apparently dropped off a cliff from when it was at its peak.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it has remained sort of like in its own bubble. Bing is there, but in order to use Bing, you have to use Bing. And I think a lot of people still don't like using Bing.
Yeah, I mean, they are adding compatibility with third-party browsers, so at least you don't have to use Edge.
Really?
I believe that's correct, yes.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. Yeah, and obviously, like, you know, it's in Edge or whatever, but regardless, I like the idea. I think this is where things are going, is you have an AI assistant I don't know if they talked they did talk about this training specifically to certain people, but having an AI that you can like bring into multiple different things. And that, you know, Windows Copilot, I think, is going to be a bit like that, where it's just like a Windows, which is apparently rolled out now.
Yeah, but I am afraid for it.
I haven't checked anything on that. We'll have to see.
I'm afraid because like one of the things I showed in the demo on their September whatever event was the September 21st event was like she highlighted like a whole block of text in the email and immediately popped up and was like, hey, maybe you should do this with that. And I already hate it when Microsoft Word does that because it's always wrong.
Yeah.
It's always like, hey, do you want to like put that in a resume? No, I don't.
It's almost funny because these features aren't, it seems like these features are often not geared towards like power users who like, I know what I have to do. I know how to do it. Just let me do it. And these companies keep creating these features that are like, hey, I can help you. It's like Clippy just keeps coming back. We keep killing him and he keeps, why won't you die? But I think that kind of feature can be useful for non-power users who are like, I'm just trying to do this for the first time.
And if it's
grandmas are gonna love, I mean, if AI.
If its usability is good enough to like make up for the fact that it pops up at inopportune times where it's like, hey, do you want to do this wrong thing? But it's like, no, but I want to do this right thing. And it's like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Like if it does that, then I don't know why it sounds like an old timey Disney character, but
sure.
Well, I can help with that.
Hiya, bucko. All right, here we go. But the thing that we have to talk about, one of the last things, is these freaking characters. So Meta AI is the general name for the assistant. You know, it's the Siri, it's the Alexa, it's the Google Assistant. But Meta announced AI Studio, which will be a way for I guess creators, I guess brands, developers to create AI characters with specific characteristics that are good for different things. So if you want to talk to an AI about sports, you talk to the AI character played by
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
And if you want to talk to somebody about manga, you talk to Japanese tennis champion Naomi Osaka.
Is that real?
Yes.
No. She's a tennis champion.
Yes.
Some of these things didn't
And
make...
if you want to laugh, you talk to international funny man Jimmy, aka Mr. Beast.
He's a he's a comedian.
He knows burgers, he knows chocolates. That's two fonts of comedy right there.
It's like it just smacks of like a tech giant not understanding what an influencer's like wheelhouse is. Like, you're the biggest YouTuber on the planet. You must be funny, right? Like, I don't think he's that funny. I think he's like a good businessman and like a cool hype guy.
Here's the thing: is it almost feels like it almost felt like they understood wheelhouses in that they were subverting them. like they did that really well to like good effect with Snoop. With Snoop as like a DM. That's a really good subversion of like where his wheelhouse is. He's like, hey, he's like this rapper, and he's people love him for a bunch of different reasons. Let's make him a DM because that's kind of hilarious.
That was sort of like a funny kind of subversion.
But making Mr. Beast a man who has the terrible condition that prevents him from smiling or he will die.
Okay.
Making him the face of comedy.
Yeah. very strange.
It's not far away enough to be like,
Yeah.
oh, they're subverting what he's
Exactly.
actually known for, but it's also not close enough to what he actually does.
Right. Making Paris Hilton a detective is funny because that's
Yes.
never going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, so
Also, oh wait, okay, there's one thing I need to mention. I have to mention for this specific part was when they had Charlie D'Amelio as Coco, which they labeled the Dancing Queen, and the frickin' voice said, "Making sure your moves aren't sus."
we have like a suburban dad watching the thing. He's like, I worry about whether my moves are sus every day. Please help. Okay.
Do you dance like you just came out of a vent and ate a person?
What?
Because that's where sus comes from Among Us.
Oh, okay. Geez. No, I think it escaped that a long time ago.
Yeah, I know,
The
but
term.
still, I thought it was a funny thing to say.
Regardless, I think across the board, these celebrities playing AI things makes zero sense because you're talking to an AI that has nothing to do with the celebrity. The AI is not pretending to be, Tom Brady or whatever. It's just, and they even have different names.
It's just expressive gifs of their face.
Yeah,
It's like a slightly more technologically advanced version of when you'd go on Omegle, hit random roulette, and a person would pop up and be pretending to be Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
It would just be a repeating loop of Gwen Stefani's face.
And even worse, it's not even like a loop. It's like a bunch of clips. I saw this in the live stream. It's a bunch of clips that they morph into each other with like image morphing. And so every once in a while, like it's got Snoop Dogg kind of like doing a little laugh and he's like, and then it does this like weird, like, and he morphs into another expression because that's a separate clip and they just like blended them together.
I love that.
I'm just like, for why do I have this little video playing in the corner so I can like pretend I'm talking? So I think they said that this is in alpha, so I don't even think it's like going to be public anytime soon. Okay, I looked this up and the AI characters are actually in beta, so some of the public can interact with them and they even have Facebook and Instagram profiles. But they did show it, they were showing it as a proof of concept for creators and brands to create, to show that we can create specific AI characters to represent brands, creators, and like this is a trend that's happening right now with like, there's a few like niche creators online that are doing it. They're training AIs on their own. Grimes did it, I think. They're training AIs on their own like tweets and texts and all these things to like talk like them.
People with simp armies.
Yeah, simp armies.
Your amaranths.
So yes, so they're like looking to monetize that. But also I think that there is a practical application where, okay, I want to ask a podcast host, the example he gave, I think, was Andrew Huberman. You maybe want to ask, are you going to have this guy on? Are you going to have this? Are you going to talk about this topic soon? Or like whatever? I don't know. And then the AI could give you information about that because it has that information. That could be useful.
Yeah, it could be useful for that, for basically eliminating social media coordinators as a job.
Well,
maybe,
no.
but like this is when I first heard that, this is the immediate thing that I thought of that I liked.
Probably eliminating a lot of customer support.
That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking of there are so many goddamn sites out there with brain dead assistants that do not help me at all.
Yeah.
The first thing I type in every time I get to them is talk to an agent.
Yeah.
If Meta can sell them a service that actually works, so I also don't have to talk to human beings, but I can still be served, I'm all for it.
Right. Yeah. And I think that AI was always, that was kind of one of the most obvious use cases since ChatGPT came out was like, oh, those chatbots on websites suck, and this will make them better. But
calling them chatbots is generous.
Sure. But these... having that trained specifically on like a specific brand and like the personality of the brand and all that stuff I think that is a good use of AI.
I would love to see Wendy's customer support.
They're just like memeing on you. They're just they're just denigrating you the whole time.
What's up, bitch? You want a burger?
Sorry, I can't help you with that. Why don't you go stuff your face with some more nuggets? Your mother doesn't love you. All right. On that note, Lastly, real quick, the Ray-Ban smart glasses. Camera's better. It comes in more styles. It's lighter, but yeah, I am genuinely interested in how this is going to play out.
Yeah, that thing they showed with the like, the thing that blew me away was the like, it can help you repair a leaky faucet.
Yes.
I was like, because like I was thinking about that, and it's like, it wouldn't just. I'm assuming when he says that, he's not talking about like just like a general leaky faucet. I mean, like it'll be specifically identifying like what this looks like. There's got to be like patterns of different ways that misbehaving faucets look for different problems. So like,
and you can't always send him to sit in a corner for a timeout.
no, I just mean instead of spending like $83 on per hour for a plumber, you can spend $200 on a pair of glasses
and wreck your own plumbing even more. Sorry, I'm saying that because I recently had a plumbing mishap. A trained plumber did it wrong, so I'm like, I don't even trust myself. But not Google searching changed the world.
Yeah.
Being able to just be like, what is that thing? And you look it up, and now you have the information. And I think that having an agent that is able to experience what you're experiencing and give you context directly, there's so, like, Google searching is a skill right now.
Yeah.
You go on there, and your first search, you're not going to find what you. I mean,
then
a
you
lot
add
of the time,
Reddit to the end of it.
yeah, and then that'll help a lot. Yeah, but I think that again, this is like we have to think about it in terms of hardcore techie people, and we have to think about it in terms of not techie people at all, because for them, this is going to change a lot. They're going to be able to look at something and say, what do I do here?
And the other thing
what am I looking at?
is you compare it to something like Google Glass, is that they're making it fashionable as well as functional, so that it people can be excited about the prospect of it and also not feel like they're standing out for being into it, and like being othered.
Right. They look like normal glasses.
Yeah. And the thing about it is like, this is stuff that like it's so sci-fi. Like I remember like watching Altered Carbon, and like he was like asking like an AI contact lens. He's like, where's the best place to go to stay for the night? And it's like, go to this hotel.
Yeah. It can tell you that.
Like it can do that.
It won't
now.
It won't be perfect. This is the first I mean, is it the first? I think it might be the first real product that can do something like that. I mean, like Google Glasses could give you like Google search results. And I think there's there's Huawei or Xiaomi is doing something like this, but I think that in terms of having glasses, obviously it doesn't have a heads-up display. So that's the main limitation. I'm guessing that, you ask it something, and if it has a result that you have to look at, you can look at your phone. But regardless, I think that being able to show the AI a picture directly from your vision could be a game changer. And now, basically, we have the underlying technology here, and now we just add a heads-up display to it. I don't know.
And then
we'll have to see. Those are available October 17th, starting at $300, and which is actually kind of crazy. They announced it, and then it's going to be here real soon. The Quest 3 is launching. It's shipping October 10th for $500. And the AI meta stuff, I'm honestly kind of confused about that. As with like many of the LLM-based bots, they're available in various forms of beta. There's Bing and ChatGPT, which is probably the most available, but
if any of my loved ones are watching and want to get me something stupid and expensive for my birthday, there's two options.
3? Or the Ray-Bans?
The glasses, yeah.
Honestly, I don't think I want the Ray-Bans. I want to try them.
The thing I'm most excited about
I want to try
these
them.
Ray-Ban glasses. I cannot stress how excited I am for them. I do not want these f***ing glasses on my face.
I'm a tech YouTuber. I'm interested in them to cover them, not to like have in my home, because that's kind of, I don't know. It still weirds me out. Meta, you're cooler than you used to be, but you're still Facebook. I know who you are under there. I know you are under that weird squiggly logo.
Your moms. Your moms and aunts.
They are moms and aunts.
Yeah. Trying to friend me.
Just envisioning like a big like monster made up physically of a mass of moms.
A momatron?
Yeah, but he falls. Like that. The gnomes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's enough of this. We went for way too long, but hopefully this is a good episode. Thanks for watching. TalkLinked. It's a thing. It happens when we have stat holidays, basically.
And we love you.
Yeah, sure.
I love you.
Subscribe. See you later.
Yeah, you're gonna say it back.
What? You're talking to me?
Cut that.
Oh,
Cut
my
that.
stomach
Cut
is...
that.
I'm hungry.